Motorcycles and men's health will roar into the spotlight this month as the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride rolls into Tauranga. Founded in Sydney 10 years ago, the DGR is now observed in over 700 cities. For Tauranga's ride hosts, it's an opportunity to talk open and honestly while wearing your best threads.
The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride is really all about making sure that we are raising awareness for things like prostate cancer and for men's mental health. And specifically around suicide as well. So it really is about just trying to bring it out in the open more than anything else, because especially as Kiwis, as you well know, we're just not that great at talking about our feelings or about how we're doing, good or bad. And the DGR is sort of designed to do that, and the funding itself that we generate as riders goes into programs like mental health programs and goes into not only global research for trying to eliminate prostate cancer but also locally as well.
The Tauranga Leg has raised over $80,000 in the 8 years it's been running. Local bike shop owner Damien Fleming says it's a great initiative to be involved in.
As a motorcycle business owner, it's really great to give back and be involved in the community of the riders that support me in our business.
Damien and I spend a lot of time making sure that we have a route that can be signed off, and numbers of course are one of the most important things, because as soon as you get above a certain number you then have to reach out to the police and say, hey look, we've got a large group of bikes going for a ride.
More than 200 riders take part each year, and apart from having a classic or vintage motorcycle, the only other entry requirement is your outfit.
They can get dressed up differently, bring out their different bikes. During the day people are patting each other on the back and meeting up together again, and some people are talking about what their year's been like. Things maybe you wouldn't talk about generally with another bloke at work. We tend to be a little quiet or gruff or keep to ourselves in certain ways, and this is a really good opportunity for us to talk about men's mental health, talk about getting a health check, prostate cancer, and as a lot of us get older that becomes more and more important.
And despite being called a gentleman's ride, everyone's welcome.
The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, the name is gentleman, but we have gentle folk as well, and women. So yeah, plenty of women join in the day, and they get dressed up in a dapper manner as well.
One rider raising money for the cause is Maddie Stillings, who will be participating for the 3rd year.
The first 2 were as a male. I have transitioned since. I did that in 2020. COVID meant that the last 2 years there hasn't been the same type of event, and this year I really wanted to still be part of it because it's open for gentle folk, not just gentlemen.
Maddie's first-hand experience is behind her drive to raise money for the DGR.
Well, with mental health, I have experienced what it's like to have depression, to not be sure of really what I needed in my life and where I was going. Also to have shame and to hold things in and not to want to tell anybody about things. I think guys tend to try and bottle a lot of things up and not want to express their true feelings. And in doing that, it leads to all sorts of issues. I think the more awareness that can be out there is beneficial.
Man, woman or neither, everyone agrees that riding a motorcycle has a positive impact on mental health.
Riding a motorcycle is a fantastic antidote to stress. That's very different than riding a car or going for a run. You're concentrating on the road, the conditions, the wind, the noise, the motorcycle itself, and yeah, a lot of your cares and worries just disappear.
It's a bit like meditation. You've got to take notice of what you're seeing. You've got to take the weather into consideration. You feel things, you hear things.
Maddie's son Daniel has also been a long-time supporter of the DGR.
My first year doing it was probably around 2018. Aside from just a good opportunity to get together with a bunch of different people and ride bikes and dress up nice, it's fun to dress up. The Distinguished Gentleman's Ride is a good way to not only fundraise for men's mental health and physical health, but also just bring good awareness to it all. Me personally have struggled with it. Many of my family and friends do. Just a great way to try to open up the conversation a bit more with men about how we are
This year's Distinguished Gentleman's Ride takes place on Sunday, May the 22nd. You can find out more about the event and a rider to sponsor on the website. Gavin Ogden, Local Focus.